Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Danielle, aka Stitcherista here on YouTube, and today is Sunday, June 30th. Today is the last day of the month. Whew. I just came in from being out. It's like 96 degrees here today and humid. Like, I feel like I'm melting, wilting like a flower. So, what has been going on? And I have a good story for you that happened today. So I was off on Friday, and so was Bill. He had like a bro date with the guy around the corner. They went to lunch at Buffalo Wild Wings and went to Bass Pro Shop. So I was anxiously awaiting the mail because the wallpaper and the flooring for the mini library was supposed to come in. And it did. And how do I put this? It did not go how I expected. And you know, doing this whole miniature mini library, it has been a huge learning lesson, a huge learning curve, because I knew nothing about miniatures. So Bill got home and the mail had gotten here, and he's like, do you want to start doing it? Okay. Well, I don't know what I was thinking when I looked at the measurements of this stuff. The wallpaper wasn't tall enough. It was about an inch too short. And I thought to myself, oh my God, what am I going to have to do? Get like crown molding? And when I said that, Bill looked at me like I was insane. He's like, no, we're going to cut another piece and we're going to match it. Well, that just did not look good. And it took just a really long time. And then, so I used glue dots and I finally got it in there, and it just, the paper was buckled. It wasn't neat. And the flooring, so then I decided not to do the two sides of the library because I didn't have enough paper left. And I was so irritated after doing that and the floor that I said, you know what, we're just going to have the accent wall. Forget the other two walls. And then with the flooring, it actually felt like real wood. So when we went to trim it, it splintered. And I'm just like, okay, why am I making this so difficult for myself? Because, so I left it in there, put everything back, and Bill was like, oh, I think it looks good. And it just didn't look good to me. It just didn't sit right with me. And you know how, like, I have a vision in my head of how I want things to look, and having it be just okay isn't good enough. So that was Friday. Saturday, Bill and I had a plan of getting a new ceiling fan for the library, because the ceiling fan that had been in there for probably 25 years and was old and dated and wood and brown and no. So we got up on Sunday. We had Sunday. Today's Sunday. We got up on Saturday, had breakfast, and then went to Lowe's, and I found a ceiling fan that I loved. The blades look like leaves. Wait till you see it. It's so pretty. However, putting that up, good night. Took us 4 hours to put it up because we had to take down the old one. And then whoever put up the old one, because when Bill first moved into this house, he had roommates. And apparently one of the roommates put it up and didn't do a great job cutting the hole out. So when we put up the new fan, there was like a big gap. So Bill puts caulk around it, but it's still bugging him. So now he wants to get like this plate or something. So next weekend, we're going to have to take that fan all down again and do it again. And I was like, you know, that took us 4 hours to do it, but it's going to bug him if he doesn't fix it. Okay. Well, he had brought in this ladder because I had to stand on a ladder and hold up this piece. I'm telling you what, this ladder, I said, where the hell did you get this ladder? Every step, it was like wobbling like this. And I'm like, he's like, you're not going anywhere. I said, he goes, you need to go up one more step. I said, no. No. I'm not going up one more step because I feel like I'm going to fall off this thing. So we were both very tired after we did that. So then my plan today, I got up when he left. I got up at 5 o'clock and I read a little bit. I've been reading Home is Where the Bodies Are by Geneva Rose. I actually took a break yesterday. I didn't read it all. I am about 38 pages in. I like it so far. This did not get, like many people in the book groups I belong to, nobody liked this. I don't pay any attention to that. So that's what I'm currently reading and enjoying. So I was at the grocery store at 8 o'clock, got that done, was home by 8:30. I was out of the grocery store at 8:30. So came home, did that, put stuff in the crock pot for dinner. And then I decided to go to Michael's because I said I have to redo the floor and the wallpaper. I got to redo it. It's bugging me too much. And I'm like, I don't understand why I just didn't buy scrapbook paper and double-sided tape that's removable. Why did I make it so difficult where I had to have wallpaper and wood flooring? No. Wait till you see what I did, because I didn't even tell Bill I was doing it until he called me and said, what are you doing? And I was like, replacing the wallpaper and flooring. He's like, what? He's like, okay, we'll do what you want. So it looks so much better. And I decided that, so I obviously pull everything off the walls in there, everything out. I decided I'm completely changing the artwork I have on the walls in there and the clock. So I have some stuff coming. So it's still not completely done. 2 pieces of furniture are coming tomorrow. I think once it's all said and done though, it's going to look really good. And I love the wallpaper and the floor in there. I know it's probably not to everyone's taste. It doesn't matter. I think it looks fantastic. I'm so pleased with it. And it was so easy, so much easier to buy scrapbook paper and I used a whole roll of double-sided tape, an entire roll. But it's done now. It looks great. So by the time I got that done, it was like, and got laundry done and all that kind of stuff, it was like what time is it now? I don't even know. I want to say it was 12:30, 1 o'clock. And I was like, do I want to go to Books A Million? Because I like to go there like once a month, once every 6 weeks. And I knew they were having a sale, buy one, get one 50% off on certain books. So I went, not thinking it's Sunday. And Sunday, that's really fucking hot. So if you're not in a swimming pool or in your air conditioning, you're in the mall. So the only reason I like to go to Books A Million at Arundel Mills is because it's an anchor store. So I can park outside of it and I don't have to walk through the whole mall to get to the bookstore. I always bring my book tote because I keep my Books A Million membership card in the pocket. So when I get there, I'm driving around for a while trying to find a parking spot because, like I said, everyone and their brother is at Arundel Mills. I finally get a spot. Now, I am all the way. I am the last spot in the row towards the street. Keep that in mind. So I go in, and here's what I find. I found another bookmark. I know I said I wasn't going to buy any, but I'm a sucker for like my initial on things. And I saw a bunch of these bookmarks, but I didn't see the D, but they had like A, B, C, H, I. And so I started looking behind. They just had them all stacked together. They weren't separated. So I was able to get the D. And I really like this. I have another bookmark from there that has this kind of tag. Yeah, I really like that. So I got that. And then I'm always looking for signage for the library, like to put on the bookshelves. And now I won't have to stitch this quote because I found it. You can see I shall be miserable if I have not an excellent library. Jane Austen from Pride and Prejudice. So love this so much. And you'll see when we go out there, I'll show you. The other thing that I got at Michael's that says books are something about the soul, I put it between books, like a book nook. And I'm going to do the same thing with this, I think. It looks so much better being next to books instead of in front of books. So, yeah, going to put that in the bookshelf. But the books I got. So one of these was off of my wish list, so I can take that off of there. Natasha Preston's The Dare. Yeah, you can see buy one, get one half off. Got that one. This one caught my eye. Suicide Notes by Michael Thomas Ford. This guy winds up, 15-year-old Jeff wakes up on New Year's Day and finds himself in the hospital, the psychiatric ward. He doesn't know why he's there. So it goes through day by day his time in there. So I'm always, I like books like that. Like I like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest because, you know, I think there are times where we all struggle. No one is immune to it mentally. And then I got 2 Stacy Willingham books, A Flicker in the Dark and All the Dangerous Things. So I have not read any of these. So yay, TBR pile. Okay. So now it's time for my story. So when I come out of the bookstore, now I was in the bookstore, what, half hour, if that. I'm pretty efficient when I go in there now because I know where everything is. I come out. It feels like I imagine like hell feels like temperature wise. Hot. I mean, just boiling. Now, when I'm walking down the row where my car is, there's no cars. There's nobody. I get in my car and I look behind me and I see 2 cars behind me arguing about who's going to get in my parking spot. What? And I see there's a girl this way and a guy this way. I see the girl say, "Sir, I had my blinker on." And he must have said, "Well, no, I was here first." And no one's moving. It reminds me of that Seinfeld episode. Did you see that Seinfeld episode where George and Elaine went to a flea market and they had Jerry's car and they found a spot out front and they went to back into it and somebody else was coming this way and nobody was moving and they held up the whole traffic the whole episode. So I'm sitting there and finally I roll my window down and I said, "What's going on? Because how am I backing up when you 2 were behind me?" And the girl says, "This guy says he was here first, but I had my blinker on." Okay. And she's like, "Well, try to come back." And I'm like, I hit somebody's car. I'm going to be upset. I inched out, inch by inch by inch. And I was able to get out of the spot. And I said, good luck to the girl because I kind of felt bad. I don't know who was there first because it happened in like 2 seconds. By the time I got in my car, 2 cars were behind me. Well, the girl had to go by because the guy took the spot. And so I was like, let me get the hell home. So on the way home, I called Bill and I was like, "Oh, you ready to hear a good one?" Like, my God, no, I'm never going out to a bookstore on a Sunday again. But okay. I wound up ordering that cat mug off of Annie's Craft catalog and it came in the mail. I love that the cat's tail is the handle. Are you serious right now? So very cute. Yeah. All right, so it's time to go out there now. Let's go out there and take a peek and, oh, well, let me explain some more things that happened with the library over the weekend. So, you know what? Let me take you out there because I need to show you the books that I got, which started the whole thing. So let's go out there. Okay, I'm gonna tilt it down so you can't see the room yet. But I wanted to show you what I was talking about. See how I put this in between books? Doesn't that look so much better than just sitting in front of books? But okay, let me pause. I'm gonna pull my chair around so I'm sitting down and then I can be more comfortable and hopefully more steady with the camera. Okay, here it is. So when I did the back wall, I had to piece 2 pieces of scrapbook paper together. because scrapbook paper is 12 by 12. So that paper wasn't big enough. So when I taped it together, I originally was going to do the whole room like this side. But when I taped it together, you could really see the seam. And I said, you know what? I'm going to do that back wall, that pattern, because you can hardly see the seam of it. And then I decided to do these two side walls with that side. I think it looks really good. And then look at the floor. All scrapbook paper. I love the floor so much. This, I'm telling you, this looks, I need to glue this. I need to glue this better on here. This light is not cooperating. I need to do a better, oh, Jesus, let me not break it. Yeah, I need to glue that. I'm going to glue that when we're done this video. Okay. So, do you see these lovely, lovely books? These are, if it'll focus, these are 1/6 scale. I mean, you can see the whole, fantastic, right? What's in here is 1/12. And when I say that this whole thing has been a learning lesson, I now know measurements and all kinds of stuff. So the tree bookshelf that is going on this wall, and that I decided with some advice from my friend Becky, I'm going to paint it like a sage green so it'll match like maybe these leaves in here. It's coming tomorrow, so I'm hoping I'll be able to paint it. I ordered these books because I wanted to put these books on that bookshelf. They aren't going to fit. What fits on that bookshelf are 1/12 scale books. So I'm like, all right, well, I have like 15 of these. And then, not thinking, I ordered like a set of 40 of them, 40 thrillers, thinking I was going to just put them all on the bookshelf. Nope. No. And I said, I got to figure out a way to display those books because I don't just want to put them in a drawer. So you can see, I stacked some here. I got some wine bottles. There's a little jar of candy. And then I stacked some here, put a little plant on it. I'm going to rotate the ones that they're quote unquote reading. So Oscar's going to be reading The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. And Charles is going to be reading Lisa Jules, None of This Is True. Both wonderful choices. I have read both of those books. So I figure there's also a half table that's coming that I'm probably going to paint a medium color blue. I'm going to stack some books on that. And then a fireplace is coming that's going in that corner. And I'm probably going to stack some books on top of that. Because think about it. In a library, there are books everywhere. But I was like, what am I going to get to store the rest of those books? Because I'm still probably going to have like 25, 30 books. I found another mini bookshelf, and this is it. This is it as far as like this. But I found a seller on Etsy that does mini bookshelves that will fit 1/6 scale books. I read this time. And they are initials. So I got the letter D for my name. I can't wait till it gets here because that's going to be something too that I will then put on a shelf in between books. So when that comes, but I was just beside myself because what this has morphed into is this has gone way beyond what I ever imagined this would have gone into. So once all that stuff gets here, I also decided, because remember, I had to pull everything out of here to do the wallpaper and the flooring. I decided I wanted to change the artwork that was on the walls and the clock. So have a couple other new items coming. The artwork I felt like was just too clunky. Like I bought some smaller pictures because on this wall, I probably might have some signage for Halloween, Christmas, that kind of stuff. We'll see. But holy crap, like I would have never imagined that this just would have morphed into all of this. But didn't it just turn out so good? I mean, let me back up. I absolutely love the wallpaper. I'm so thankful that I found that at Michael's because I bought the last 6 sheets that they had of it. And I don't know if you can see it, but like the pink in the flower, it's foil, like it's metallic. But I was so glad it was double-sided and I was able to use the back for that. I was just so proud of myself. And then the floor. I mean, are you kidding me right now? The floor looks so good. I can't wait for Bill to see this because he hasn't seen it yet. Oh, the fan. I need to show you the fan. Okay. And then that's going to be all that I have to show you. I think that's enough. Like, it has been a weekend. All right, so here is the fan. Isn't it so pretty? Look at the blades. But yeah, I can't believe we have to take all of that apart and take it down. Let me try to show you what I'm talking about. What's bugging him. If you look, see way up at the top, he put caulk around it and I think it looks fine, but he just is so bothered by it. Let me turn on the light so you can kind of see it. It's so pretty. I absolutely love it. And it makes this room, it makes it look really nice. Like it looks, let me back up. I mean, the chair, I have the chair out there because I was sitting in it. But I love this space so much. And Bill just, he says, when you come in, it makes the house look so nice now. This room looks so vastly different than it did. Now, I just need to get my blue chair. Not till September. But okay. That's all I got. I hope everyone is having a good weekend. As always, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments section below, and I will answer them to the best of my ability. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.